Welcome to episode 3 of Between Us. So, tell me a little bit about your week.
Let's see, this week was Fletcher's first week of preschool, and he had a really good time. Made some new friends. He got invited to a birthday party.
It's awesome.
Yeah, he just walks right in. I drop him off, doesn't even look back. So, good and sad.
I know. And little do people know, we actually record this while he's at preschool.
Yes, so he's there right now.
Yes, he's there right now. So
we miss him.
Yes, we definitely do. And I think you put it perfectly the other day when you said, like, you feel like he's just taking a nap.
Yeah.
You know, and then you, like, remember, oh, wow, he's actually
here
at preschool, which is, I miss him a ton. But I think it's good for him to kind of have those social interactions, and because he's an only child per se, right?
Yeah, right. And he did figure out how to climb out of his crib.
I know.
So now he wakes us up very early.
Yes.
And he takes off his sleep sack, runs in, lets the dogs out, opens the door to our room. The dogs jump on our bed. He jumps on our bed.
Mornings
so
are
it's a rude awakening.
Yes. Okay, I'm excited for this episode. Are you?
I'm excited. I'm a little nervous
I
for
know.
the questions.
Yeah, I think we're going to start this episode just diving right into your submissions. And the way that we do this is me and Lindsay, we don't look at the submissions prior because we kind of want a real, we do want a real reaction on this podcast. So our team looks at them, and they have told us to be prepared for this week.
Oh, no.
I know. I feel like the questions first episode were a little unhinged.
Yeah.
Second episode were a little bit more vanilla. Yes. But I'm excited. I like when the submissions are a little off the rails.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, I guess, we'll see. We'll see how this week goes. So, okay, let's jump right in. You ready? Alrighty. I've got them now here in front of me. I'll read the first one. Okay. What's your favorite thing about each other? Aw.
That's a cute one.
Yes.
That's an easy one.
And has it evolved over time?
No, mine's the same.
What is it?
Your sense of humor.
Oh, that's sweet.
Jaden's
babe.
very funny. Makes me laugh every day. And I never get tired of it.
And Lindsay's a great audience. So I think we make a good pair.
That's true.
Yeah, I think, especially when I was because we met when I was 18, 19
I don't know.
years old. And for me at that time, that was the most important thing for me was, can I get a laugh out of them? And if I could, then I really liked that person. And
that's like my number one thing, I feel like, is if someone's funny, I really like them. And Jaden is very funny.
Oh, that's so sweet. Has it evolved? Have I become less funny over time?
No, I feel like your brain is so, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, you just come up with the randomest things, and it's so funny all the time.
Okay. Do you have an example?
Well, the first one that popped into
Why do I ask follow-up questions?
The first one that popped in my head was, we were just driving in the car, and out of nowhere, Jaden just goes, "You voted for Hillary Clinton."
What?
It was like a few years ago.
And you remember?
I thought it was so funny for some reason. Because it was so random.
That is very random. I don't remember. I can't give any context because I don't remember this at all.
Or we'll just be sitting there and he'd be like, "What do you think he would do if I just went up and kissed him on the cheek?" And we'll just be at like a random place.
What do they call that when you have like a thought?
Like an intrusive thought.
Intrusive thought. I am the king of having intrusive thoughts. And that's been like forever. Even when I was in like high school, I remember even as like a kid, I would like have these crazy thoughts. Not super crazy, but just intrusive thoughts of like, what would happen if I did this right now? And I mean, sometimes like I'm not super impulsive, luckily, or I feel like that'd be a bad combination, but there were times that did get me in trouble, like in school, where I'd like act on those crazy thoughts.
Get
that
up and
come
start
in.
dancing.
Get up and start dancing. Yeah. Cool. That's a nice question.
Yeah.
Not too crazy. I think our team.
But you didn't answer it, so.
What do you mean? I said
Your favorite thing about me is that I laugh at your
my
jokes. Okay, that's fine. I'll take it.
And I actually was thinking about this the other day. Something that I'm like so grateful for is that Lindsay is not like me.
Yeah, I feel like that's true for most marriages.
But
or
like,
relationships.
I feel like, do you feel like people sometimes marry people that are really similar to themselves, or is it usually?
I don't know. I feel like it's usually opposites.
Really?
I don't know. Because I feel like you try to date someone that's similar to you, and I just feel like it doesn't really work out because, I don't know, I just feel like strengths and weaknesses really work well together.
Yeah. Because I had friends that were like really similar to me, had the same kind of like personality, and it worked out fine. But man, that
like
is something.
Living with someone, I think, would be hard.
Yes. Okay. Ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Do you want to read it?
Sure. What has your biggest fight been over?
Oh no. We're gonna have a talk with our team.
Our biggest fight. I know what it is.
I'm scared.
But I want to hear what you say.
I'm scared. Give me a little.
A little.
And I'll tell you we want to go there.
That time in California.
Oh my gosh. I knew you were going to say that.
Is that not our biggest fight? I don't know.
Yeah. Do we want to go there?
I don't know. Do we?
Yeah, just give the backstory.
Okay.
It is so dumb.
So dumb. So dumb.
This shows you, like, when you get married, the things you fight over are so dumb.
So, like I said in our last podcast.
Oh, you're the owner now.
So we I don't even know how to describe it. So part of our church was like keeping the Sabbath day holy. So you weren't supposed to like go do things on Sunday besides like church things, basically.
Yeah,
right?
as I like grew up, it was like you're not supposed to spend money.
Right, not supposed to spend money, so
on
you're not really supposed to go
Sundays.
somewhere
Mhm.
like a restaurant or like. Anyway, so we were doing summer sales in California,
Yep.
and Jaden was working every day, Monday through Saturday. Like he would go to meetings at 11, then he'd be working from like 12 to like 9 or 10 o'clock at night every day. Saturdays was all day. So Sunday was his only day off, and we were in California, so we would go. There was a mall across the street from our house, and so we would go out to eat, or we'd go to Disneyland or something like that. So anyways, sometimes these things can make you feel guilty, right?
Yes.
So Jaden decided one Sunday, he said, I've really been feeling like we need to be better about what we call keeping the Sabbath day holy, like being better about not going out and doing stuff. Anyways, Sunday rolls around, and Jaden's brother calls and says, hey, do you guys want to go to a movie? And Jaden said, sure. So I said, well, if you wanted to keep the Sabbath day holy, you should have picked a different job. And that set Jaden off.
Yes, it did. Because my response was, what other job can I do?
So the way I said it was very insensitive. I will say that. And I could have rephrased it a different way instead of being like snarky and
yes.
What's the word? Sarcastic about it. So anyways, we start arguing about it. Jaden goes in the room. I go in the room and I say, I'm sorry, but, and the word but, Jaden didn't like that. So he said,
because if a sorry is followed up with a but, I don't feel like it's a true apology.
Right. So he didn't like my apology.
Yes.
So because I put a but in there.
Yes.
So then it went back and forth like, well, you do this. Well, you
Oh
do
my
that.
gosh,
Well, you
yes.
do this and you do that. And this, it just went and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And we're in an apartment complex. And Jaden likes to like try and hug me, stuff like this while we're fighting. And I don't like that. And so
Because I'm trying to like calm you down because you get goblin brain.
So I don't like that. So I'm just like, don't touch me. Like, get away from me. So anyways, our neighbors are hearing this.
Starts hearing Lindsay yelling, don't touch me, when I'm trying to just hug her.
So then all of a sudden we hear a knock at the door. We're not answering because we think it's Jaden's friend that was there. And we're both like crying.
Gosh.
So anyways,
This is too much.
our door was unlocked and all of a sudden the door opens and it's the police.
Yep.
So the police started.
And they came in hot.
They did.
Like they came in, they
like
were ready.
they had to check my body because they thought Jaden had like hit me because I was telling him like don't touch me, like stop, like leave me alone. So we're
And Lindsay, so they come in, they're like doing their interrogation over this stupid fight about keeping the Sabbath day holy. And they're like, Lindsay's in the room and I'm in the living room. And all of a sudden, like, Lindsay comes out of the room. She just looks at me and I could tell she was like, what have I done? Like, Jaden's going to go to jail forever because of this. And she just goes, I'm sorry.
yeah. So
And then the cops calmed down when they realized it was
Right.
nothing,
It
right?
was
And they were
nothing.
like,
Okay.
marriage is hard.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Trying to give us like marriage advice.
we'd probably only been married like a year and a half,
Yeah.
2 years, I don't know.
Maybe 2 years at most.
Yeah.
But, oh.
Needless to say, we that was our biggest fight. It's never gotten that intense since.
Yes.
And I would say
And so silly.
like we think back and we're like, that was so
It's
stupid.
embarrassing.
Yeah, that was so stupid.
And I remember I called my brother and I was like, you will not believe what just happened. Like, I don't think we're going to make it to the movies with you. So, cool. Oh.
Well, luckily we made it through.
Yep.
And we rarely fight now, I would say.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we kind of just learned the way the other communicates.
Totally.
And we just, I don't know.
I think just maturity as
right,
well.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Like, and we were in such a high stress situation.
Oh, yeah. Like him working all day, every day, and I'm just home by myself. And so it was just like, I don't know. And yeah, so it was just stressful, I think.
Yep. But look at us now.
The perfect couple.
Oh, gosh.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Did you read that last one?
Yeah, I did.
All right. I'll read this one. Oh, my goodness. All right. How do you keep your relationship spicy with sparkles around
Oh
it?
my gosh, that's too much. I never liked talking about stuff like that. Like, I'm just shy, I guess.
Is that your way of saying skip? Or?
That's fine. We can talk about it.
Oh, my gosh.
But
Okay.
you have to.
No, I'm asking you the question.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I don't know.
Come on.
I don't know. I just feel like it seems normal to me. I don't know, I guess.
It just seems normal. Oh my gosh. How do you keep it spicy? Maybe this is someone that the relationship isn't spicy.
I don't know.
Wow. Okay, I guess skip. Are we skipping it then?
Well, what's your answer?
Lindsay.
So you don't want to answer it either. That's what I thought.
I'll answer it.
Okay.
I'm not scared.
Then answer it.
I will. I will answer it. So, how we keep it spicy? Oh my gosh. How do I start this?
We're like third graders.
What's wrong with us, man? We're adults. I'm 30 years old now. All right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to say what I want to say.
Okay, say it.
And I don't know if this is the right word, but I'm going to use it anyways.
I'll correct you if it's not right.
I feel like we each have the same libido.
Yeah.
Is that the right word?
That's right. I really hope my mom isn't watching this episode.
Oh my gosh. Why would you even say that? How can we continue this segment now that you've said that? We'll leave it at that. I feel like we have the same libido. Cool. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
All right, next one. Oh wow, this next one is a long one. Do you want to read it?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Just start here.
Okay. I'm embarrassed to share this, but we too were both virgins and oh, please open the belly button. What? You want me to read that? Please open the belly button sex can of worms?
What?
I
Belly
don't-
button what?
I don't know. I'm about to read the story, I guess. I'm embarrassed to share this, but we too were both virgins and had no idea about anything. So on the wedding night, we used the belly button. I'm mortified.
What? No, this can't be true. This is for sure made up.
I'm mortified even typing this out. We did some Googling and figured it out later on.
Why are you reading so slow?
Well, I think the rest are... Okay, so these are stories about belly button sex, apparently, that someone submitted that we talk about. So these are just examples of... Because I've never heard of this. Have you?
What I think happened is someone said you need to open the can of worms
Yeah.
about belly button sex. So the team then went and found examples through Reddit
Right.
or others, right?
Yeah, isn't that what I said?
Maybe I'm just mansplaining and saying the same thing you said. Honestly, I don't know.
Okay, all right. I'll read another story. Okay. My friend knew a couple that got married and had no idea what sex was. They were trying to get pregnant, and since nothing was working, they went to an OBGYN.
No.
And when he asked what they were doing to try to have kids, they told him he would try to put it in her belly button.
This can't be true, right? Is it?
I don't know, unless you grew up in the state of Utah and didn't get sex
Oh my
education.
gosh. Don't you trash Utah right now. How does someone reach adulthood and not understand? Do you think it's just like someone that was homeschooled?
Someone that just if you're not taught it, how would you know? You know? Or unless you don't like randomly find out on the internet, you know?
This may be TMI, but wouldn't the girl know? Just due to like girl things?
Unless no one taught her like about her own anatomy, you know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying like as far as like just what happens monthly.
Yeah, but
she would get her period, right?
But how does she know that that's where?
You think she just wondered, just has no clue?
If no one ever explained, how confusing would that be?
Holy cow. You'd have to live under a rock, I feel like. Like
I
a
don't
very
know.
sheltered.
There's people out there, I'm sure.
Well, clearly.
There's another story. Let's see. In my anatomy class, we were going over reproduction, and a guy was shocked to find out that there was a vagina. See, some people don't understand anatomy.
What?
He said that he and his wife, he must be in college then if he's married.
Okay.
He said that he and his wife had been trying for months to have a baby, but through her belly button. But that's what I'm saying. Like, how did two people meet?
That's what I mean. How do these two
And they
people
have no
find
idea.
each other? And she hasn't wondered, like, what is happening with my period? What is that? Right?
Especially this day and age with the internet. I don't know.
That actually reminds me of a story.
Okay.
So I guess it kind of does make sense. So I took a class in high school. It was like an AP class where you could get college credits. And I believe the class was called Adult Roles. And in this class, you learn about like parenting styles and just different adult roles, right? But I remember on day one, we show up and the teacher gives everyone a piece of paper one by one and tells them, I want you to draw the private parts of the opposite sex.
You're in
And
high school at this point?
yeah, this is like senior year, right?
Right.
And
In Utah.
In Utah. And so obviously everyone's a little shy and draws. But then she says, okay, I want each of you to stand up in front of the class and talk about what you drew. And I don't know if, I'm not going to say the teacher name, I don't know if this is allowed in Utah, but I know a lot of the kids, or as some of the kids stood up and showed their drawings, I was like, what
Surprised.
the freak? Like, how do they have zero idea? But I feel like as an adult, as you go through college and whatnot, you'd have to learn those things.
Eventually,
maybe.
I don't know. That blows my mind. I don't know.
Do you think that's a failure on like the parents' part or
Yes.
on the school system?
Both, I feel like, because I feel like, I mean, some kids' parents, I just feel like don't, like, you don't really rely on a kid's parent to like teach them the ins and outs of math. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, they can at least help them with their homework and that kind of thing. So I feel like it's still on the parent to like teach them these things if they don't know it. But I feel like school should then be the one that educates them like further. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because I don't think my parents ever had that talk with me.
Yeah. Well, and then you're also not really taking a class at school, like in
So
Colorado.
I guess, yeah.
But in Colorado, you take it in 5th grade, and part of it is you're supposed to go home and have your parents talk to you and then go back to class with questions, whatever. But I'm sure some parents don't really go that into depth with it and stuff like that. But I mean, I get surprised when people don't, because I'm like, I learned this stuff in 5th grade.
Yeah. I do wonder, though, how we're going to handle that with, like, Fletcher.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
It's easy to be like, oh, the parents.
Yeah, the parent. But then
They're
it's
the
like,
ones that should educate, but it's
Yeah.
like, I'm not looking for that conversation with Fletcher.
right?
You
yeah,
know?
awkward. But I guess, I don't know. I feel like it's as awkward as you make it, I guess. I don't know.
And clearly we're awkward about
Yeah,
it.
obviously.
From the last question.
We still can't talk about it.
We'll see how that goes. All right. Should we move on to the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. Last question. Okay. How do you deal with the How do you deal with the inevitable disagreements in marriage? Ooh, another one. How do you stay in love? What do you do when you accidentally hurt each other? How do you repair it?
That's
It's a loaded question, but I think it's a good question.
Yeah, it's a good question. I feel like it's an important question.
Yeah.
I feel like saying sorry can go a very long way.
Wow.
I am not very good at saying sorry. Jaden is very good at saying sorry, which is
Yes.
why we're still together.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like for me, I think I even talked about this in one of the podcasts. I don't like confrontation. So if anything is off between me and Lindsay, I want to solve it
Yeah.
right then.
You're right.
You know? But I think what we have improved is the process of solving it.
Yeah.
Because before I would just want to dig and dig and dig, and then Lindsay would just
Yeah, we
shut
definitely
down.
we have
or-
different ways of dealing with it, because I am more of like, I don't want to deal with it if you're gonna like argue with me about it, or rather cool off, come back later. But you're like, we have to deal with it right now. So we just have different ways of dealing with it. So then it kind of clashes. But I feel like we've kind of figured out what works for the other.
Yeah.
I guess you could say. And if you give me enough time, maybe like a whole day or two, I might.
Day or two. Do you understand? Surely no one that's listening agrees with that you should take a day.
Okay, maybe not a
or
day,
two.
but if you give me a good amount of time, I will eventually come and say sorry. But I won't say sorry if you're like continuously like coming at me. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like disagreements are 100% going to happen in your marriage.
For sure. But my piece of advice is, instead of focusing on what you want your partner to change, start focusing on how you yourself can change. Because I think that was a big problem in the beginning of our marriage, is I wanted Lindsay to be this specific person all the time, right? And anytime it went outside of that, it would like upset me or frustrate me. But now I understand that Lindsay is her own person. I'm my own person. We are very different. And I think coming to that realization that you are not your spouse is not you, right? They're going to have different ways of doing things and reacting to things. But what's important is that you yourself, that's what you can control. So that's what you focus on improving, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Because I think once we stopped trying to change each other,
Yeah.
that's when it really leveled out and we were able to just understand that we are just different people.
For sure. And I think also just kind of putting yourself in the other person's shoes. Because, for instance, sometimes I'll get upset at Jaden for not like putting something away or not picking up his clothes or something like that. But in Jaden's mind, he just doesn't think about it, so it's not like a huge deal. But to me, I'm like, everything needs to be picked up all the time. And if you don't do it, you don't care about like me cleaning the house, whatever. But in Jaden's mind, he's not doing it out of like, oh, I'm just going to do this to make Lindsay's life harder and make her pick it up. He's just doing that just because he just doesn't think about it the same way I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in the beginning of our marriage, we would think that the other person was doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
These things to harm you, right? Or like, they're doing this just to make me mad,
Yeah,
right?
right.
But yeah, there are things that like you don't think about and I don't think about just because of how we were either raised or our personality. So how do you stay in love is the next question.
I don't know. I feel like we've continually like grown together, I guess you could say. And I don't know. I feel like we still try to make each other laugh. We'll still try to do things like we'll play chess together. We I don't know. I feel like it's been kind of, I don't know. I wouldn't say easy for us, but I feel like I don't know. I just feel like we just like to be with each other.
Yeah. I think also we've gone through so much together as a couple. Like we were 2 years apart without talking with each other, only being able to communicate through emails while we were on our church missions, right? And after that, we got married, and like it was hard when we first got married, like just trying to make ends meet, and like we've just experienced a lot, and obviously with the death of Royce, like, and I remember when we got back to Utah after Royce passed away, my dad sat us down and was just like, you two need each other. He's like, so many people that lose their child end up getting a divorce, right? But yeah, I think we've just experienced so much that no problem or, no issue is bigger than what we've gone through in the bond that we have.
Yeah, I agree.
Is kind of how I feel. I would say though, like something I've been thinking about lately is I would like to put even more focus on our relationship, because I think it has been so easy, and we are obviously so in love that we do get a little relaxed.
Yeah, that's true.
And our love languages are very different. So like my love language is physical touch, which I think is the worst love language. It's the most demanding love language. And Lindsay's love language is service, which I'm not very good at, right? So like for me, what would be really important is like her holding my hand when we're watching TV, or like us just sitting next to each other. But for Lindsay, what would be important is like me unloading the dishwasher. And so I think us focusing on those aspects, what is important to each other, would even strengthen our love even more.
Yeah, and I just feel like thinking of the other person more, I don't know, helps you feel like love for them as you like do stuff for them, and helps them feel love too.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good question. The last part of it was, what do you do when you accidentally hurt each other? We talked about that. Just saying sorry, I think, is
Yeah. Even
owning
if,
it.
even, I mean, okay, I can take my own advice, I guess, but even if I feel like I shouldn't be the one to say sorry, usually if one says sorry, the other will also say sorry. So I feel like it just takes the one person to just say sorry, and then the other person will also say, okay, well, I'm sorry, well, for how I acted, and then it just gets resolved much quicker. And I mean, I feel like we're both pretty good also at just like moving on and kind of just forgetting it. You know, we don't bring that kind of stuff back up again.
Yeah. I think that is huge.
Yeah.
It's just once you've
Resolved it, just
resolved
let it go.
let it go.
Yeah.
I think that's important.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all the submissions. They weren't too
Yeah,
bad.
they weren't too bad. My mom,
Oh
sorry,
my
Mom.
gosh. Sorry, Cindy. All right, let's move on to the next segment here. So, all right, let's jump into the segment that we started last week called Know It All. So, last week we did trivia. This week we want to do 3 things that we cannot live without. So, let's just have you run through all 3 of
mine.
yours, and then if there's backstories, we can go into that as well.
Okay. My 3 things that I can't live without. First is Diet Dr. Pepper,
Definitely.
specifically newly strawberry, zinc cream, Diet Dr. Pepper Zero. It's a mouthful.
Yeah. And I'd have to say, I don't really like diet soda or zero, but this is actually really good. Like if you're looking
Very
for
good.
a diet soda that doesn't really taste too diety, it has that diet taste, this is the one.
Yeah.
I think
Some
to
people
look
don't
at.
like, my sister doesn't like it because she thinks it tastes like the Nesquik strawberry.
Who doesn't love that?
Apparently,
Your
my
sister? Okay.
But I also like just the regular cream soda, Dr. Pepper Zero as well.
Okay.
Number 2, my dogs.
Of course.
I have 2 dogs.
Of course.
We've had them for 7 years. Has it been 7 years? 2016. 7 years.
Yep.
They are so cute. Jaden loves them.
Let's just say Lindsay's definitely the dog person.
If I could have 10 dogs, I would have 10 dogs.
And luckily she married me, so she doesn't have.
Limited to 2. I'm lucky enough to have 2.
I am shocked
That we have 2
that
dogs.
we have 2 dogs. And other people are as well. They'll be like, you have 2 dogs?
Knowing Jaden. If you know Jaden, they're like, you have 2 dogs?
And it's not that I don't hate dogs, right? I'm not like a psychopath in that way. I just
Red flag.
yeah, some people say it's a red flag. I just don't like having them in my house is the big thing.
Look at that dog right next
I
to his
know.
lap right now.
I just don't like them living in my house because then they feel like a roommate to me that doesn't pay rent.
They are freeloaders, and I love them.
Yep. Okay, what's your next one?
My third one is I cannot live without security system.
Okay.
This wasn't the case. We live in Utah County. We've always felt safe until someone tried to break into our house.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden even worked for a security company. We never got security system
True.
until someone tried to break into our townhome. It was like the safest neighborhood.
And not only did he try to break in once,
Twice.
he tried to break into our house twice.
Yeah, he came back. So then we moved and we got a security system.
Yeah, I feel like that experience, like, I know this word gets used lightly, but like traumatized us almost. Because same, like, I don't think I'd be able to sleep at night if we didn't have a active alarm going.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that was like so shocking to have someone try to break into our house and then try to break in again.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it really put us on edge. And even like now when I'm going to sleep, I definitely am like, if I hear little noises or something, I always wonder like, is he here to break in
Jade
again?
used to go out of town a lot, and I would sleep fine. I would just check under all my beds and in the closets and stuff. But if he goes out of town now, like, I won't sleep. I leave the TV on. I leave my lights on. Like, I can't sleep, even with the security system. So, yeah, it definitely was crazy and something I never thought I would experience. But I don't think I could live without a security system anymore.
Cool. Is that all three?
Yeah.
Okay, let me jump into mine. So my first one is my beloved pillow.
Pillow. A brown pillow.
Brown body pillow that I've had since I was probably 7 or 8 years old. Don't judge me.
It's like
Don't
raggedy.
even.
I'm judging you.
I feel like it's just one of those things, like people have those things that they just find, it's like their comfort, right? And my pillow is definitely it. It's so raggedy though. And I've thought of like I should find a professional seamstress to like open it up, restuff it with new cotton.
It will be a sad day if that pillow ever
That won't happen.
is unusable.
That won't happen. Okay, my next one is our bidet. So if you don't know what this is, it's on your toilet and it cleans your bum bum.
Shoots water.
Shoots water on your bum bum. We've had ours for a while now, at least a couple of years, and I love our bidet. I mean, it just attaches to our toilet, so every time we've moved, I've literally just taken it with us. But yeah, it's amazing. And during the pandemic,
When everyone was snatching up all the toilet paper.
we were riding high. we didn't
You
have
were
to
way
worry.
ahead of everybody
We were
else.
way ahead of the curve. So, and then my third thing is, I'd probably say just my beard products.
Jaden's had his beard since the day we got married. He started growing his beard.
True, I tricked Lindsay. I was fresh shaven, and then the minute we got married,
No shaving.
no shaving.
He shaved it one time after Royce was born.
Oh my gosh.
Regretted it instantly.
And if there's any dudes out there that have had a beard and then shaved it completely off, you do not look nice after. The beard does a lot of work. Let's just say that. It does a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to looks. Yeah, I love having a beard. I hated shaving. Like I would get really bad razor burn and my beard would grow
In like 5 minutes.
so fast. Like I would just get 5 o'clock shadow almost instantly, right? But I think eventually I would like to kind of get back to just really short. I know you like the beard shorter.
I like it a little bit shorter.
Yes.
Sometimes it gets really long.
So I've always said if I hit my goal weight, I will shave my beard off. Because right now it hides a little bit of the double chin. But yeah, I love my beard products. Me and my brother started a beard company. And it was kind of around the same time we started Rightly Royce. So we were just so busy. He was super busy. So we ended up just discontinuing it. And because of that, I have
Like a lifetime
a
supply.
lifetime supply of beard oil and beard balm. But without that, I mean, the beard just gets super dry and, you know, it gets all raggly, raggly.
Sure.
Scraggly. So I would say that's my third thing. Cool. Awesome.
Yep.
Another podcast done. I think we did it. I love you.
I love you.
All right. Just a couple of things. Number one, if you have not subscribed already, please do so. We're really pushing to hit 1,000 subscribers. As the release of this, we're pretty much halfway. So it would mean a ton if you could really help us get there. So if you're watching this video right now, just hit the subscribe button. And once we hit that 1,000, the production will improve. Everything will just become better. Second thing, we need even more submissions, I would say. We got a ton this last week, which is good, but we just want to make sure that constantly you guys are submitting things. And as you can tell, it can be anything. Right? It can be, you guys should check out this. It could be a story. So put your submissions in. Go to the link of this video. You can find a link there to submit them. And lastly, I would just say, go follow us on social media. It's Why We Dream across all platforms. So we're on TikTok. Instagram, everywhere. You can find us. So thank you guys so much for watching. We're excited for next week's episode. It'll just continue to get better.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Okay, thanks, guys.